Hey! Hello everybody and welcome to the Master Debaters. Yes, don't say that too quickly, otherwise we'll be thrown off the air. It is I, Soul, your judge, jury and executioner tonight. In fact, you know what? I'm tired of being the jury, so I'm going to make you guys in chat the jury tonight. That's right, because you get to vote on who wins every round tonight, and you get to judge these wonderful guests that we have here tonight. First of all, on the left of your screen, they are the Craft Gremlin. I hope I've said that right.
Yeah.
They are the Nostalgic, because it's in their name. The Nostalgia Tash! Way! Hey. Thank you for being here, and opposing them tonight, they are the person that is in everyone's dreams, but never in the nightmares. Oh no, it is the wonderful, the dream-alike, Naomi, what is the, NaomiDreams, that's it, NaomiDreams. Hey. And thank you very much, Jeff, for that sub as well. Thank you so much. And to the Battle Hamster as well. I saw that. Thank you so much for the resubs. I really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for being. And welcome to our guests that will be debating all things, whether they be happy with it or not. Big Potato, thank you so much for gifting that sub to Luxy Lupus. Thank you so much. So good of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Big Potato. Thank you so much. That's so good of you. Yes, we haven't done this show for quite some time, and it may look a little bit different, but some elements are still the same. This is a comedy panel show in which we pitch two contestants together against each other in a variety of rounds where they must argue and debate and convince you that they are expert, or shall I say master, debaters. That's right. They don't know what they're going to be arguing for or against tonight, or exactly what's going to be pitched to them in a variety of rounds. So why don't we get started, ladies and gentlemen, with... Thank you, I can start now. Lux is here, apparently. And welcome in, Aurora. Hello, wonderful to have you. Oh, thank you for the cheers, Shani. Thank you for the cheer, Aurora. That's so kind of you. We don't have the alert box on tonight, just because when the contestants are speaking, we don't want them to be interrupted, but I really do appreciate that very much. Thank you, Big Potato, there with a sarcastic 100 bits. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I am here with gavel ready to put order to everything here tonight. And I will also be as fair as I possibly can, even though Battle Hamster did send me that kind donation earlier. We really do appreciate that. Oh, thank you, TC as well. Thank you so much. I want to be in the train too. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Big Potato. Oh my word. Oh my, I'm so excited. Oh my. Big Potato, thank you so much for gifting those subs to OT, West Ham Pidgey, Charlotte. Oh, I know Charlotte. In real IRL. Slams, Josh, thank you so much. Just some guy, thank you so much for just some sub there. That was just some sub. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, mate. Oh, appreciate that. I know who you are. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Can we have a like chain at the beginning of a show? Yeah, bloody hell, you guys go nuts. Bloody hell. I mean, look at it, what's all this? Order on the hype train, please.
You're not commanding your court very well, Saul.
All right, I'm only a beginner, you know. It's my first time in the wig. I'm already sweating buckets. Oh my word! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, beginner judge level 1. I have you know, I got my honours from court. Yeah, so. Have you know, Panda's here. Hello, Panda. Welcome in. Well, yeah, there's a lot of hype going on. Yes. What a lovely wig it is. Galloway, you made it. Welcome in. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. I even ironed it earlier. The wrong side. Yeah. But never mind. Order. I will take a mocha. No, I'm not giving those kind of orders out. Oh my word. No. Right, order, please, in the chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. Amazing of you. Thank you all for being here as well. I mean, your time is just as valuable, and we appreciate that. I think I'm going to need a as well. Okay, so let's get things started. Oh, butt spots here. Oh, bow to the butt spot. Ladies and gentlemen, they argue better than anyone else. It's time to get the round started and get the game started with a new round to warm us up with called Karening On. Karening On. You get a Karen on. Yeah? That's right, because they're going to do their best, our contestants, Naomi and Nostalgia Tash, to get their best and very best, and hello, Fendi, their very best Karen on as they argue with me. And you guys get to judge who was the better Karen. First up, we have returning a TV to a shop with no receipt. I will be playing the part of the shopkeeper. NaomiDreams. Yes. You approach the counter. How can I help you, madam?
I need a refund on this TV now. I need my money back.
I can do that for you. All I need to know is, have you got a receipt and what is wrong with said item?
I don't have a receipt because they asked me if I want my email address to send it to there, and I don't do online stuff. So, no, I don't have a receipt. What's wrong with it is that it won't turn on, and I need a TV that turns on to watch all my programs. So, yeah.
So a technical fault it is. Okay, technical fault. Now, unfortunately, we will need a receipt for this item. Actually, we need a receipt for most items, to be fair. It's sort of how we operate. Is there any chance you may have lost it or have left it behind somewhere? Or you could, did you say it was online? Could you not print it out?
Look, they asked me if I want my email, if they could take my email address to send it to, and I don't sign up for all that because you just send me all of that marketing and newsletters and just it's a whole faff and nonsense. So I don't do that. So no, I wasn't given a receipt. So no, I can't give you one.
And did you buy this in this store?
Yes, I did.
You bought it in the store, but you didn't get a receipt.
That's right. How many times do I have to say this to you?
Oh no, that's no need to repeat it. I just need to clarify a few things. I do apologise, but it's just standard procedure. I hope that's okay. So you bought this TV in here, in this store. You didn't receive a receipt. That's very strange. But you haven't got it. You haven't got receipt or any kind of proof of purchase. And that's what we're kind of looking for, proof of purchase. And
well, you can check your CCTV. I was in here last Wednesday. I came in at 1:00. You will see me come in and buy that TV.
In fact, well, the security footage is stored for security matters and for more incidents of criminality being taken place in the store, not for the purchase. The reason we give out receipts is so that you can then return items such as this at a later date in a more orderly fashion that doesn't impede or interrupt other matters that might be a little bit more major concern. All I can suggest...
Listen, you're speaking lots of words at me, and I don't have time. What I need is my money back now, because it doesn't work.
Well, I don't think we can give the money back. I tell you what I can do is I can look at the TV, give it to our tech specialist. If they can find an actual fault with the machine, we can verify that. That'll give you time to maybe contact our offices, and maybe then they can backdate and see the purchase. Were you a club card member at all?
No, I wasn't a club card member. Okay, well, how long is that going to take?
Oh, that may take up to a week.
A week?
Yes.
I don't have a week. I need this done today.
Are you dying in the next week?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you said you don't have a week. Is it terminal?
How dare you speak to me like that, young man? I demand to see your manager right now.
I mean, you won't be watching much TV if you are. I'm just saying you won't really need it beyond the week, would you? But no, my manager, absolutely, I can bring my manager on. Unfortunately, they are on holiday, and I am stepping in for them at this time. So you may have to wait 2 weeks for them to return.
Okay, so you're the manager. You can make the decision, and you can give me a refund.
I can make that decision, and I'm deciding not to until I have proof of purchase, or you go through the formality of a technical supervisor.
Look, this is outrageous customer service. I don't know how you can treat people like this.
Oh, quite well.
I have tried to get this television to work, and nothing is coming on. This is your fault.
Okay.
You sold me a faulty item, and you need to sort it out.
Well, apparently I didn't. It must have been someone else, because I would have given you a receipt.
Well, I don't care who it was. One of your sales assistants, ditzy sales assistants.
Probably
somebody
Bernice.
sold me.
Bernice is known to It's kind of thing. Yeah, no, Felicia's always been like. I'll tell you what we'll do. Actually, you've now started to blame me. This is more of a personal matter. So if you want to fight, yeah, we can go outside, all right?
Let's do it.
Right, let's go. Right, let's go.
I'll see you in that car park.
Yeah, let's go in the car park. Right, can you go first? Go on, I'll follow you out.
All right then.
Yeah. Okay, quick, lock the door. She's gone. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. Well done. That escalated, didn't it? That escalated very quickly.
I'd like to reassure people that's not how I operate.
Oh my. What did you think of Naomi's Karening on there? Dear, I didn't. I've only got into a fight there. Bloody hell. Oh, my word. Look at someone having the best hair day. Thank you, Meg. Thank you. Welcome in. Howdy, Meg. Howdy, Meg. Very well done. Very well done. Well done. You kept pace very well. Okay, it's now time to see Nostalgia Tash. Let's see if you can match the Karening going on here. Nostalgia Tash is being asked to leave a store because you have a Rottweiler that you refuse. you refuse to leave the store and refuse to leave the Rottweiler outside. So I'm security. I'm approaching you. Excuse me, madam. You will have to leave the dog outside.
It's my emotional support dog.
That's...
I'm legally allowed to have this dog here.
Yeah, it's the emotional support of everyone else I'm worried about.
Emotional support and the fact that I suffer from multiple health concerns.
Oh.
You can call up my doctor and you can find out that I have a plethora of issues going on right now. I have PTSD. I have anxiety.
Right.
You know, I have heart palpitations. And so this Rottweiler right here, this good boy Jonathan right here, he takes care of me so that I'm allowed to exist in the world as a normal human being, and right now you are not treating me as a normal human being, and that's completely disrespectful and actually incredibly judgmental.
Well, judging people is sort of what I do. I mean, that's why I wear dressed like this. But also as a security guard, I have got to sort of assess the situation and make quick calls. In this case, it's the emotional support of everyone else. If I need to make a list of your ailments and call your doctor, that'd be great. But that's not really my job at all. All I've got to do is make sure that the animals stay outside. Are you in any way visually impaired?
Visually, no, I can see that there is some discrimination happening in this shop right now, actually.
Yeah.
I can see that. 20/20 vision, this is disrespectful.
Right.
I have a plethora of other things. In fact, I think, you might be triggering something in me right now.
Oh.
And in fact, I think I'm having hot flashes and I might need to sit down and Jonathan needs to direct me to a place because I'm just so overwhelmed.
We can take you. I can take you to the office. You can sit down there, get you some water. But dog will have to stay outside. I'm afraid.
Well, no, because he needs to be there to make sure that I don't pass out.
No, I'm sure
you're gonna deprive me of my medical lifeline. This Jonathan right here. Yeah. And then I'm going to end up having a medical emergency on your property, and then you're going to get sued.
Can I just
Do you want that? Do you want to get sued?
Well, I just want to get. It's not my property, to be fair. But I will say, are you linked in some way to the organs of this dog?
The organs, no, but the pressure points, absolutely.
Pressure point, right? Okay.
Can you smell when I'm having a diabetic crash? No, Jonathan can.
Well, I'm smelling Rottweiler shit, so I really need to get that outside. If you don't mind, if you don't mind giving me the link.
Are you sure that was my dog? I don't think it was.
That nearly bit me. Then. I will have to call the rest of my security team down here.
No, I'm pretty sure it's because you were threatening me and Jonathan could suspect that, so he decided that he was going to take action because actually you can't disrespect us like that. We are a unit and you lunged at me actually, so that was Jonathan acting on my behalf in self-defense.
We're gonna need some help down here. We
don't play that way. I'm gonna have to get my lawyer and I'm gonna need the name of your employer, and then we're gonna come down here and we're gonna sue your ass. We're gonna sue the organization. You're never gonna work in this town again, sir.
Yeah. Did you catch that? Yeah. SWAT team. Right. I'm afraid if you do not leave, they may shoot the dog with a tranquilizer dart, as it's now tried to attack someone. I mean, look.
Yeah, he tried to attack you because you tried to attack me.
You're too busy talking to me.
So I think actually the SWAT team should shoot you because you actually struck first.
I mean, that dog is chewing literally on someone's thigh bone right now. I do apologise. Would you mind tearing yourself away from it?
Well, that person obviously walked into my dog's mouth.
We're gonna need an
How is that
ambulance.
my fault? They need to walk to where they're going.
We're gonna need an ambulance down here.
It's not my fault that Jonathan's mouth was open because he was making sure that I was protected, and that foot just came in there out of nowhere. Did you see it? I didn't see it, so they must have been tempting him.
We've got it all on camera, and we are gonna forward this to the police.
Show me the tapes. Show me the tape.
You are not legally allowed to see those tapes, but the police
Why
can
not?
when they assess, because that is evidence now. Evidence of assault.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's taken place, yes. I've got to be honest with you. We're going to get a tranquilizer. Oh, thank you very much. We've got the tranquilizer gun. I am going to have to ask you to leave once more, otherwise I will shoot you in the fucking face if you don't shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I actually have a taser, so...
Yeah! Well done, well done.
Your ass.
Well done, Nostalgia Tash. You came in there just as I was about to tranquilise you into infinity. There we go. Oh, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. You have seen both our contestants give their best Karening on. Who was the best Karen? It is down to you. There will be a poll at the top of chat in just a second for you to decide who carried on best. Well, what did you think about your carrying on experience there? How did you feel?
I feel like Naomi's was more relatable because I worked in retail. I've never had a... Shadow's a good boy. He would never bite people.
I like the idea of you having a Rottweiler.
Yeah.
That's an emotional support. Wow. It's gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough because, like, I think Naomi might be very relatable, but like you tasered my ass.
Yeah, well, Naomi was gonna kick your ass.
That's true.
You just didn't, you know.
That is true, but we don't know if they would have followed through with it because I locked them out. But like,
that's true.
Otherwise, Naomi could have punched me then and there when I was vulnerable, but she gave me a fair fight.
You could have.
You know. I'd have broken back through the door.
Yeah,
you should have thrown hands, Naomi.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. Yes, the poll is at the top of the chat. By the way, if you guys want to vote, Tash and Naomi, you can. Of course, if you both vote, it negates each other. But if one of you votes without the other knowing, then actually you get a vote on your side. So maybe it's best to vote anyway, just in case someone's deceptive.
See, Patat said that your ass would have gotten in trouble.
Well, here it's not legally allowed to ask, verify, or anything like that if someone says their dog is a service dog, so we'll definitely be fine. Well, to be fair, an emotional support animal, I think, is something that you can do for, like, you can claim for your landlord, for your home. I don't think you can claim it for public space unless it's a verified guides dog, a service dog, like that, right? Is that correct? I don't know the actual legalities of that. I don't know.
I know. Sorry.
No, carry on. Yeah.
I know when I worked in a shopping centre, like, that was fine. If it, like, because dogs weren't allowed in, and it's out an emotional support dog, we'd say, okay, fine.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm not aware of that. I've never watched security or anything like that. I've never had the...
There's a range of, I think, support animals.
Really?
But I guess, you know, if Jonathan is biting people's legs and shitting all over the floor, that's kind of an ill-trained support animal. But he still has every right to be there.
The situation escalated. I didn't say I was good at my job. We were just judging who was the best carrier. I mean, I asked for a fight out there on the first one. I was going to tranquilise your ass, so...
Yeah, you would have been fired because you're not supposed to crack. You were ready to throw down.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Shit about that
At the end of the day, we're human too.
Honestly.
We have our breaking points. I want an emotional
getting emotional fulfillment through you. Of like, I wish I could have said that to the Karens I've encountered in my life.
Absolutely.
Do you want to go outside? I'll fuck you up.
And welcome everyone in who came in during that. Rolly Crow, I see you're here. Hello, welcome in. Hello, Suspendi. And looks Lupus. Love being a huge wig on a security guard once you're at Florida Airport. The judge has a walkie. Oh, yeah, sorry, I should have said I was role playing there. Did a bit of role play. I think it'd be cool to have an emotional support parrot. That's actually really cool. Because they can list your ailments for you. Oh, Tash just boy, what, it was 5-5 throughout that whole thing until like the last 30 seconds. Yeah, so well done, you edged that one out. There's a lot of reasons physically and mentally why someone would need service animals, so it's considered discrimination to ask one. Oh, really? Oh, I never actually asked what their condition is. I just asked for a verified permit to have it in a public place. But you started listing everything before I had the chance. But yes, congratulations on that. Okay, we've had our warm-up round, ladies and gentlemen. Hydrate, thank you very much. Hydrate,
that was tough.
Yeah. It's now time. It's now time. Actually, I think a lot of the dogs wear like covers, don't they? Like holdalls, like fluorescent jackets that have like a pocket with a symbol on it or something like that shows that they're sort of certified. So it's like a visually shown identification. But I don't know, again, I don't know the specifics of that. Hello, Scythe, welcome in to the Master Debaters, a show all about debating and arguing and who does it best. Of course, we're a mix of improv and a lot of innuendo. I'm your judge, so. Okay, it is time to our first round of for and against, a proper debate. We're going to go back and forth on this subject. I hope you're ready. Get your opinion hats on. Now, our contestants have no idea what they're going to be arguing for or against. Okay, so now, our first round of this. Nostalgia Tash, you will be arguing for a ban on all arts and crafts.
For a ban.
For a ban. Naomi, you will be arguing against this ban. Tash, you will be taking the first stand.
Okay.
Look, Aurora. What? I am definition my ways.
Do you like to cause chaos? Would you like an unfiltered landscape of just emotional turmoil and an inability to cope and find zen? Do you just like to watch the world burn? Sometimes we just want, really, for there to be hell on earth. And I think the best way to achieve such things is to ban all arts and crafts. We don't need moments for meditation. We don't need moments for emotional regulation. We just want to fuck shit up, be as unhinged as possible. We don't need to make things when we can destroy things, right? We're going to replace all the arts and crafts in the world, all the gushy, lovey-dovey, chill vibes with pure unadulterated chaos. If we don't have the ability to stab pieces of crafts, we might stab each other. And you know what? Who cares, man? This is just the world we want to live in. And I think I would like to sign up for that. There's just no filters, no inhibitions. We're, smashing things. We're crashing stuff. We're stabbing things, right? We don't need to filter that into anything, do we? Really? We just want to jumpstart into the hellscape that society is already going into. Let's be honest, you guys. Society is already on the fringes of complete and total moral collapse. Why don't we just push it over the edge? Let's just push it over the edge. Let's ban arts and crafts and just kick things off that next level. You know what I mean? Let's bypass and open the floodgates for pure unadulterated shenanigans. Because that's really what we all want, right? That's really what we all want, is just some chaos. And so by banning all arts and crafts, we would give people no emotional outlook, that they would be forced into chaos and descend society into the hellscape that we're all already on the trajectory for anyway.
Wow. So a great opening pitch there from Nostalgia Tash, who wants to ban arts and crafts and is pro-nihilism. Amazing. I know. I think it'd be ironic if you crafted a V for Vendetta mask at that point.
Well, I wouldn't be allowed. I would just, yeah.
Well, there you go. An opening pitch that I was not expecting. There was a lot of passion there, surprisingly, from the arts and crafter.
That was actually really rude, Saul. But anyway.
You'll have a chance to make a second comeback in just a moment. Naomi, your opening pitch, please. And in response, you are against the banning of arts and crafts.
Okay. Are you sane? Do you like society? Arts and crafts are a good thing. All of that violence and rage can be channeled into a creative outlook, and it will just make you feel better. It means you're not going to go out and commit crimes and all of that, horrible stuff.
Well,
I'm flailing already.
But a great opposition to the nihilism. Do you think arts and crafts is sort of a link to the destruction of mankind?
I'm not sure if it's a link or not, but have you considered the fact that if you were out destroying things and smashing things and rebuilding society, that you're making a kind of art in itself? What is art really? You are creating this landscape. You're redefining what it means to be in a society and to even be human. And I would say that's an art form in itself. And besides, if you ban art, that doesn't go in line with your let's do whatever we want and be chaotic and anarchic, because you're making rules. And surely you want to get rid of rules. So making a ban doesn't fit in with that.
Interesting. So we've got this kind of conflict there. Some is it oxymoronic behaviour with this argument. You know, by having order on the ban, you are negating the chaos that you ultimately lead to. And is that chaos in of itself a form of art? Your retort, please, Tash.
So what I think is actually humans as a society are quite stupid. And so they need a lot of puppeteering. So even to organize chaos, there needs to be somebody at the helm initiating it. And so we do have to have someone of a higher power that is telling these plebs what to do. Because we're all just flailing around right now. We have no purpose. We have no if, ands, or buts. And so, we just need to be under the thumb of some chaos. And I know that seems like a rule. But in the end, the rule of no rules is kind of what we're going for here. If we ban arts and crafts, it's not even that we're banning arts and crafts. It's that we are deciding we no longer need them. They no longer serve us in our purpose and our higher power of which to cause chaos. They were just a distraction. They were in the way of us succumbing to our true nature. And so, if anything, it's not really a rule. It's that we have ascended beyond the need to distract ourselves from the bullshittery of society. And we're just prepared to fully succumb into the nihilism, into the chaos, and into the shenanigans. And we don't need arts and crafts to distract us anymore. The rose-colored glasses are off. The crochet hooks, we've thrown them in the bin. The cross stitches, we've burned them to the ground. This is just a next level in our evolution. And this isn't even considering the arts and crafts. Arts as a whole, right? Do we need to sing? Do we need to dance? I don't know, man. We just need to, maybe we march and we chant. We replace the melodic and the free movement with more rigidity, or just like flailing and screaming into the void. Because honestly, at the end of the day, that's all we really want, isn't it?
I think I may have accidentally touched upon Saint Naomi has been keeping suppressed for some time. Tash has been keeping for some time. Naomi, though, retort there. Is it an outdated concept? Are all the arts outdated now? Have they had their time?
No, I don't think art has had its time. Art has been around since prehistory. The first things that we did was put, hands on caves just to say that we were there, we existed. We have recorded the time. So I'm all for this chaos and anarchy, but we need to make a record of that so future generations can see what we did. And we can depict that in beautiful paintings and photography and really document this marching. Kind of sounds a bit like a dictatorship with someone needing to be in charge of the chaos. And art's always been about rebellion. So if you're going to have someone in charge to create all this chaos and rebellion, inevitably you're going to get a counter movement. And that can be expressed through art, through street art and graffiti and really hard-hitting pieces.
Yeah,
so I think art...
Political rebellions are started in that manner. Yeah, it's true.
So I think even in this world of liberation and doing whatever you want, I think there's still a place for art. And if people choose not to do that, that's fine. They can ascend and go past it, but leave the option for those that want to do it.
I love the fact that both of you have sort of agreed to let's the chaos, let everything burn, but let us keep our art. Basically, as Naomi's only pitch there, which is actually very valid, because if you believe that art should be banned or not, it doesn't matter. The question is who argued it best. We heard the for the ban against arts and crafts and against. It's down to you. There'll be a poll in chat for you to vote on who argued it best. Not who you believed or what you believe the answer should be, but rather who, in this moment, argued their case the best. Was it Nostalgia Tash with her anarchy, chaos, and her destruction of all things art? Or was it Naomi that says, let's keep the option open, but yes, bring on the chaos? Which one's it going to be? How to pick, they're both so good. I think they did a very good job. I was not expecting it to go the direction it did. And Tash, how do you feel about being pitched with that? I went for the straight Occam's razor. The simplest cut is the deepest there.
I think I was trying to process my descent into chaos into real time when you gave me that pitch. So I think that was the only argument I had was chaos, because that's what my brain would have been like without crafts.
Right. Okay.
Try to flip that chaos into a positive was a bit of a stretch.
we should say that both of our contestants here tonight are arts and crafters themselves, and wonderful, talented individuals at that. So that was a pleasure to do.
He was cackling before the show started, being like, I have some tricks up my sleeve. And I was like, oh dear God. And now I know exactly what you meant. You were going to make me go against my passions.
We're just getting started.
Oh dear.
Classic soul move. I look at Battle Hamster. He had to argue for the existence of aliens, and I think that the dinosaurs were fakes or something like that, I believe. The archaeologist.
Yeah, he hated that.
He did a very good job. I'm going to say, Hamster knows all too well. The vote is up. You've got about a minute to vote. Tyler, welcome in. I saw you there. Hello. You were very good tonight. How do you guys feel about your performance, sir? Do you think you did all right? Now you've had time to process it, you know. Do you think you
I mean, I flailed a little bit, but it's because I was like, I'm going to go too serious. I'm going to start talking about art and culture and how important it is. And it's like, that's not amusing. It's
not valid nevertheless. You made the archaeologist argue that the pyramids were built by aliens. That's it. That was it. Because I remember Bates talking about that as well. Oh, that was good. That was a good episode. I remember I had a linguist, Rafi V. Maril. He's a linguist, and I made him argue that English should be the only language in the world. Brilliant. Oh dear. That was great. Right, so the vote is up, and I can confirm that Naomi has won this one 7-4. Well done. The retorts were good. The anarchy has been quenched. Order on the anarchy.
The anarchy was not quenched. It was the anarchy needs to be documented via arts and crafts.
That's true.
Which honestly was the best argument.
No more overthrowing with anarchy. I have order here. Thank you, really, really great. That is true. Let's flip things over now as we do another round of 4 and against. This one I call against and 4 to change it up a bit. Let's keep this ball rolling. By the way, my favourite round is still to come, and I want to preface this because I love it every single time. We're going to have images given by the contestants they've never seen before, and not quite yet, but it's coming up. And they're going to have to argue something that they no idea what, but use the prompts from the pictures. It always leads to the perfect stuff because everyone gets the best images. I can't wait for this one. Anyway, let's do another round of against and 4, and let's see who wins this one. Okay, you've had a bit of warming up. Naomi, you'll be going first, and you will be arguing against reading bedtime stories to young children.
So.
Yes.
Okay.
The wonderfully voiced Naomi that has sent me to sleep many a times in the past. And of course, Tash, you will be arguing for the reading of bedtime stories. But Naomi, you are up first. You have to stand.
Okay. Think about the world we live in. We live in a world of increasing screens and online and digital times, and it's fantastic. All this technology. Why bother reading? There is no need. You can put YouTube on. Your child can just sit in bed and watch whatever videos they want, and you don't need to waste your precious time and energy reading to your little brat. They can just look up whatever they like online. They will get used to screen. They will get used to advert and commercialism and all of that fun stuff. So reading really, I mean, it's a waste of time. It's not a needed skill. They don't need it. And as far as like, building relationships with the parents and bonding and stuff, you can add each other on Facebook. It's fine. It's not needed. So I don't think there's a place for reading to your child anymore. I think it's out necessary.
Wow. Well, I was not expecting that. My word, little brat was even throwing in there. This was an anti-children rant, I think. No, interesting. So, technology may be the way to go forward. Books outdated is sort of the core argument there. Maybe it's not needed anymore. Tash, your response and your opening statements.
Children are like sponges. They can be molded. They're just taking in all of the stuff, They learn from examples, and you can expose them to garbage. You can let them have access to things, and you might not realize what they're absorbing, right? So sometimes it would be nice to sit down with a book before bed that you have vetted and that you can read, and they're getting used to your voice. They're learning how to pronounce words. It's a nice cozy time. If you're, have a chance to play, there's pictures. It's a fun, interactive experience that helps deepen the bond between a child and their parent or their caregiver, but also has like a relaxation time. But there is also the option, maybe you are a busy parent and you are tired. I do think that maybe technology does have a place in this, because I bet that there probably are YouTube videos of other people reading stories, and so you can have that auditory component if that was something you wanted to involve. But that would then be something you could watch together, and you could still get a story element. But I would say that the people need to be, the parents or the caregiver should be in the room for that experience, so that they can make sure that they are monitoring what is said and what is done. Because like I said, children are sponges. You don't know what kind of crap they're going to absorb from the internet, what sort of bad words they're going to learn, what sort of programming they're going to get thrown at them. And so there's a way to monitor that. But I also think, there's nothing like a good old hardcover book, to flip through the pages with your kids. Some of them are interactive too, right? Some of them are interactive. So you can have ones that have that you can involve both your ears and your eyes and also sensory things. Do you guys know the children's books that are like animals that then have like a fuzzy bit where it's like a tiger and it has like a fuzzy mane, and then an alligator has like a textured coat, and so there's also like a play along component. I still love that shit. I think that that's so fun. Who wants to engage all of their senses? Maybe not the taste. Don't let your child eat the book. That's fine. But they can engage their eyes and their ears and their hands, and then they just get all their last minute, whirly girlies and fun little energies out before it's bedtime. Whereas the screens might hype them up, and then there's no bedtime, and that way you as the parent or caregiver are up longer, and therefore you will never get your relaxation time because your child has the attention span of a goldfish.
Well, there we go. Wow, a lot of points to be made there.
Sorry, that was all of the things at once. My bad.
Sensory and technological books are already a thing, and the dangers of YouTube and the internet being opposed there, Naomi. I will say, those sensory books, sometimes I would be in the store when I worked at the supermarket, and it'd be like everyone would be gone, like the store would be shut, and I'd be walking around, and then I'd see one of them books, and I'd stand there for 10 minutes playing with it. Just saying,
Yeah.
I forgot I was live.
Oh, is that something we're not supposed to be admitting? Because
I just thought we need to see there. Anyway, Naomi, there you've heard many arguments there. Maybe dissect them one by one. Your rebuttal, please, Naomi.
Yeah, so I have some counter arguments. So, with technology, parental locks and filters exist. You can put those on. You can ban words and things you don't want kids to look at, and they won't, and everything will be fine. Sensory wise, I have a ton of sensory toys that kids can play with and do what they want with and stick in their mouths and swallow, and that's someone else's problem. And the same thing with physical books, like you said, don't let them eat it. They could quite easily eat that. That's a danger. They could just and then again, someone else's problem. So I think there are arguments to things that books provide that other things can provide, and reducing attention span to that of a goldfish. I think that's needed in today's world with everything happening and things being busy and needing to multitask. It's teaching them multitasking. I think it's a positive thing. So that would be my counter to those arguments.
They are valid points to be made, even if they are ludicrous. It's true. I like the idea of, it's someone else's problem with the sensory stuff. Even if it was your fault. It's like, oh, you're choking, are you? Someone else's problem. I did my bit, Final rebuttal from Tash, if you'd be so kind. Any more in the tank, Tash?
Let me think. I think maybe I just love kids.
Oh.
And, I think, it's important to have love in your heart. And I just want world peace. And I think the best way to achieve world peace is to sit down with children every night, hopefully your own children, not some random stranger children, children that are in your life. You sit down with them every evening. Maybe they are your children or your niece or nephew, whatever. And you get out, like the very hungry caterpillar or, the rainbow fish. Or, you go on a little adventure together and you storytell, and you're basically healing your inner child when you read a story to a child of the next generation. So not only is it beneficial for the child to be learning new skills and bonding with you, but you yourself are becoming a better person, and therefore you are going to go out in the world and bring more positivity and light, and therefore world peace.
Wow, well there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You've heard the for and against for why reading bedtime stories to children should be a bad thing and outlawed. We're going to throw it over to the poll in chat. Who do you believe argued their arguments best? Not who you agree with, but who argued it best. Nostalgia Tash or NaomiDreams? Nostalgia Tash with the sunshine and rainbows. Very off character compared to the first round.
Get you a girl who can do both.
And the more materialistic and sensory arguments, or the let's fit in and mould our children to the world of today with technological advances, and if it's their problem or someone else's problem argument. So who argued it best? Right. You can vote at the top of the chat right now. It is available for a few minutes. What was that 180, Tash? No Alyssa on the first one, peace on the second. You're gonna go away feeling very confused.
Hey man, you gotta have balance in life, right? The yin and the yang, the balance, the ebb and the flow. Sometimes we want chaos, sometimes we want peace and rainbows,
See, teach your kids, I got this message here from Jeff, teach your kids the important stuff with this Daddy Like Spare book by Milwaukee author Mike Lukaszowicz. Apologies for butchering that. Kids learn some basics at an early age. Banana peels are slippery, bears love honey, turtles love to take their time, but do your toddlers know about each other, their father's favourite beverage? Daddy Likes Beer attempts to solve this problem and more. This cardboard book is suitable for toddlers. See? Is that peace? Is that world peace?
Well, you're learning something new about your father, that promotes bonding and relationship building. I know Daddy likes beer, that's something, that's a teachable moment. I'm not saying
and now he's an alcoholic and your life is ruined.
Yeah, well, or that, you know what to get him for Father's Day and Christmas and birthdays and,
Crow, my favourite book as a little kid was actually The Stinky Cheese Man. Wasn't that me?
Yes!
Didn't you call me that the other day?
Mm-hmm. I don't remember the story, but I remember having the Stinky Cheese Man.
Oh. That's nice. Would someone please speak of the children? A girl I work with had a book called Go the Fuck to Sleep. I think someone read that on stream. I don't know who, but I remember someone doing that. Because I've heard that before.
I need to Google the synopsis of Stinky Cheese Man, because I vividly remember... No, I remember the title page, the cover of the book, but I don't actually remember what happened. I just know that Stinky Cheese Man went on an adventure.
God,
I don't know what the adventure was.
Big potato there, God, both were so good. For Tash round 1, Chaos Rules, destroy everything. Tash round 2, I love peace. I remember the cover, but not the story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The art is so good. Yeah, but that's outlawed now, isn't it? Yeah. Arts and crafts are banned. We're getting to the end of this round. Get your votes in very quickly because we move on to my favourite round next. It's the slideshow round. I cannot wait for this. This is going to be great. The artists did 3 little pig books for the same time. All the votes are in, and it is Tash taking a complete flip on the other one. It's Tash that wins this round.
World peace reigns supreme.
I like that. Now I can't recall, but that's the first time that I've at least noticed that the person that had to go against the grain, as it were, didn't win the vote.
Yeah.
So that I think there's something to do with the fact that the less conviction is detected because they know that you're probably dying inside.
Yes. Yes.
How do you feel, Naomi, being confronted with that one?
Oh God, it's so hard. So people that don't know, I have a 5-year-old, and I love reading to her. So yeah, that was difficult.
Naomi has also read bedtime stories on stream and has actually got me to sleep on a couple of occasions.
Yeah,
I'll never forget
that. You
that.
have a very calming voice, Naomi, so I can see that being very effective.
Beautiful voice. Yes, Tash reading is preserved for now, yes. She was throwing them away the previous round. They're all arts and crafts. Princess and a Bowling Ball was my dad's fave to read to me. Oh, I don't know that one. Is that what, like Princess and a Pea, but bowling ball instead?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So for Naomi, I believe up first for this one. I think this is for Naomi. I'm going to put this on screen so you guys can see it at home. Make sure you're watching the screen share in the Discord, Naomi. You will see a maximum of 5 images. Okay. You will be arguing. In this case, this is the picture rally one. It's every argument must be carried forward and continued with the help of the prompts, and they must be tied in. You'll be voting at the end who managed to do it best. This is my favourite. I love this. This is always fun. Welcome in, Galaxy. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you, Galaxy. I hope you're recovering well. Naomi, the prompts will be shown here. I will be the one clicking them in my own time. Okay, but if you don't see one for a while, that just means keep trying to fire words out to fill time a little bit. You'll be arguing for why all firemen should be part-time strippers.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Why all firemen should be part-time strippers, and your time begins now.
So, firemen, strippers, yeah, they should go together, right? Like, firemen are big and burly, and it's amazing when you get those calendars where they're holding something really cute, like, a kitten or a puppy or like a really cute fuzzy little goat. Like, they just, that like cuteness with masculinity is just, I think it's perfect. So they should make more calendars and they should do more stripping. But people need to multitask, as I said in my last argument. So they should also be able to crochet. Can you imagine that? Like hiring a stripper and they strip for you and then they crochet you a blanket. That would be amazing. I would go to that. I would definitely pay for that. So I'm going to start that business. I'll think of a catchy name later. But yeah, firefighter strippers who can make things for you. I love the idea. And what else could we add to the business? It could be like a cafe situation, and they could give you bubble tea, a nice blanket, a man taking his clothes off. I mean, what more could you want? And then, he's all heroic, and he's gonna look after you. He's gonna, save you from fires and give you nice drinks and make you warm. It's a lovely thing. And and it probably saves them from like going down a really dark path and taking up like martial arts and going out being vigilantes. And yes, we probably need to kill the vampires, but vampires are hot too. And vampire firefighters, there's a combo. Like, we could all just blend it into one and it would be amazing. And, age shouldn't be a barrier to these things. And some people are into older guys, and that's okay too. Beardy firefighters, there's not something hot about a veteran. Like, yeah, I could see that working. So it'll be all inclusive and innovative, and I'm really liking this so far. So yes, in conclusion, firefighters should be strippers because it doesn't have to just be stripping. They can have in all these services, and women will go crazy for it. I don't know why it hasn't been invented yet, frankly.
Incredible. Well done, well done. Wow, that's tough. They have no idea what they're arguing. They have no idea what pictures they're going to see. The pictures were provided by the other contestant, I should add. Good picks, Tash, good picks. How'd you feel, Naomi? How'd you feel you did there?
God, that was good, that was funny.
The vampire fireman.
Why not?
Oh, well done, well done. Hello, Ellen, welcome in.
Oh my goodness.
Goat holding. And Misty, hello, welcome into the show. Goat holding, crochet hook, wielding, cafe service, vampire, hunting, firefighting gnomes. What more
to be fair, that's a novelty salt shaker.
Yeah.
So each cheek
I know.
holds, but I like the way you took
that.
Yeah,
you took it in a different direction. Say what you see, get it in there. That works. That works. Okay, so I am going to swap these over if I can.
Oh, geez, Scoob.
Move that over there. Bring that over there like that. And then bring up the scroll down. Change window to that one. Okay.
I'm afraid now. Oh.
Okay. Just doing a bit of admin here to make sure it all works well. And we've got it over there. So we're going to bring that up. Bring that over
Your
to
argument
you.
got me all hot and bothered.
Okay. All right, it's now
It's
time.
effective.
We've heard Naomi's pitch for why firemen would and should be part-time strippers. But Tash, you will be using the prompts given to us by Naomi, and you'll be arguing why the Canadian dollar is worth more than any other dollar. So you'll be arguing the worth of the Canadian currency.
Right.
Okay.
Just Canadian currency in general.
Yes.
The dollar. Yeah.
I use that as a kind of because it's the dollar, but no, just give value to the Canadian currency.
Yeah. Cool.
Your
Do
homeland.
Yes. Okay. Right. Let me. Yeah. Okay. Opening statement. Do you like Monopoly money in real life? You know how Monopoly money comes in a bunch of different colors? And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, there's just something so fun and just, like, trivial about it. You know, it's very similar to when you go to a play place in McDonald's and you bounce around in the play pit and you're like, wow, I hope I could experience this joy as a 31-year-old woman that I no longer allowed in the ball pits, which is frankly very rude. You can get that same achievement by looking at the multicolored funny money that is Canadian dollars. They're made out of like a plasticky material, something that like, I don't know, you would use to screw other things into other things. Just kidding, that's not how that would work. Let me think. So the money could be used to buy things, to make other things that are just as fun. You want to make your own ball pit to have that, experience. You got to screw things together. You would use the money to buy that. And then, this is just how... So, coconuts they're an import. They're a luxury item to Canada. And, you need to buy them with money. And so if you're in Canada, you have to use Canadian money, obviously. Did you know, too, that the Canadian money actually smells like maple syrup? Maple is a sugar. Coconut is also found in desserts. And so therefore, you could give yourself this like very dessert friendly environment with your coconuts and your Canadian $100 bills. And did you know the money is plastic? So if you like accidentally spill your coconut milk on your Canadian money, you can give it a little bath. You can rinse your money off. Most money, it's paper, right? You stick it in the water, disintegrates. No more money. Boo-hoo, you're broke now. Not with Canadian money, friends. You can give a little wipey wipe, and then you can go off into the world like a little happy frog, high-fiving as you go to the store with your funny money and go off and just, live your best life. And who doesn't want that? You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to live their best life? I don't know, man.
Well done. Great. The frog got
amazing.
me. When you sent me the pictures, the frog, I had to put that as the crescendo. That was brilliant.
I don't understand. How was I, what? No, guys, honestly. No.
How did you feel about that, Tash?
I was a dumpster fire, let's be quite honest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think argued it best? Given the prompts, who do you think tied their answers best to the prompts given? Was it Naomi with firemen should be part-time strippers, or Nostalgia Tash with her argument that it was the value of the Canadian dollar?
Don't give me your sympathy votes. Don't you dare. That was hot garbage. Don't you dare.
Oh dear. I mean, I don't know. Let me just look over these images once again. I mean, I like the tying it to the most.
Yeah, that one started strong, yeah. And then the screwdriver, it went down. I self-imploded.
Well, you could have talked about industry, industry and jobs, manual labour. The coconut, you could say, people were very shy about the the currency of Canadian, or admitting they've got it, but don't be, because blah blah blah. All you have to do is sort of tie that in like that. I like the bath one.
I would have loved for you to try, Saul. I would have loved for you to try.
I'll play this. I'll be on the other end of this one day, don't you?
No.
So confused. What does shyness have to do with coconut? Coconut shy. Big potato. Do you not know what that is?
No.
Okay.
See, that's why I wouldn't have known that.
Oh, okay. That's where you throw stuff to knock the coconuts off their podium, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah, no.
It's a British thing, is it? Still valid.
See, I'm claiming cultural insensitivity. As a Canadian, you threw me some British-sounding shit that I wasn't going to understand.
Afterwards, you know what a coconut is. Give me all that. Scientists, Naomi don't throw it at you.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Valid. That's good.
Coconut.
Yeah.
Go put that back there.
That was so funny.
Well, what did you guys think? Who do you think did it best there? That's for real. No way I'm going to be able to choose which one to vote for. They did a great job. Our contestants have to think very quickly. You have to take that into account.
I bow down to Naomi and her amazing business opportunity that she is.
Yeah, you're coming out of it. The Nostalgia Tash is coming away confusion. Do I want to burn it down or build up the world? Naomi's going to conquer it with a great new industry of vampire firemen strippers with coffee.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
it'll be
I would
wildly
sign up
successful.
for. Burn it to the ground. Firefighter vampire strippers.
You'll both be going to sleep tonight, and you'll think about the images and what you could have said. You'll be like, oh, I got it! I've got a great argument. You'll be in chat next going, actually, you're thinking fine, the Canadian dollar is great because we're able to import...
in 48 hours, watch. I'll come back and be better than ever.
We're able to import frogs at a considerable rate, which then sell them off, and it's increased the value of the dollar. Sign me up for Naomi's adventure. It is Naomi, ladies and gentlemen, with the win there. Well done. Very consistent pitch and presentation there. You kept talking. when you saw something, you were already sort of linking it to the next thing while in mid-sentence. I noticed that. That was very, very good. Very good technique. Naomi wins that one. We are now 2-2 tonight already. Oh my. This is already becoming very hotly contested tonight. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next round. Now, this one I get to play a very vital role because it is time for the I Object round, in which I will be pitching you an argument. Okay, I will continue to speak for a considerable time, at which point you will chime in with I object, that phrase, I object. Whoever says it first, I will go to you and you must come up with a statement or a few sentences as to what your objection is to my argument. Okay? And you'll be voting in chat at the end of the round who had the better objections out the two. Obviously, you can't have the same objection twice. You have a maximum of 3 objections, but nobody ever reaches more than 2 anyway, so I won't worry. So, okay, if we are ready, I must grab my prop. I've had it here for a while. Sorry for the rustling. Okay, so I am now about to argue why Doritos are the superior chip/crisp. Okay, so Doritos, they are amazing. They come in lovely blue packaging, especially this one, mate. Some of them come in other colours, but always very vibrant. They are pizza slice shaped, which means they can conveniently come into your mouth at a great angle for you to chew down and munch on many. You can attack it from any angle as well. You can attack it from 3 different angles if you want. You open in the packets very easily. I'm not going to do it now, but when you do, you get a nice puff of air and smoke that's been built up in there. I say smoke, not proper smoke, but you get a nice sense of smell.
I object.
Yes, just have Tesh.
We're arguing about crisps, right?
Yes.
Well, aren't crisps actually meant to be made out of potatoes? We're talking about chips, right? We're talking about the potato. Doritos are not made out of potatoes. They are a corn chip, which actually is not a crisp. I would say that they are actually a completely different subsection of the salty snack tier list. And so I think that they're actually not a crisp and therefore are disqualified from being number 1 crisp.
Okay, remember that objection, everyone? I will continue. A lot of people don't think they're made of potatoes, but it's actually very deceptive. No one cares what they're made of. It's because they are corn-fed. And we all know corn-fed products are the best products. And not only that, but think about the name. It could be said in a variety of different ways, like Doritos, Doritos, Dorito, Dololado, stuff like that. You also, look at this one.
I object.
Oh, yes, go ahead, Naomi.
You said that the name can be pronounced in different ways.
Yes, correct.
I think a successful crisp brand should be pronounced in one way, so it sticks in your mind. You know what to call it. You know what to ask for when you go shopping. You're not like So I don't think that makes Doritos the best crisp.
Okay, remember that objection there? Okay, a lot of people think I'm wrong about the name, but I'm not. I'm giving people options, and giving people options is what it's all about. That's why we do a variety of different flavours and dips. These work with dips, they work without dips. That's what makes them so great. Not only this packet comes with a free Whopper meal when you buy a meal at Burger King. Like, oh my god, it's such a great deal just buying a packet of crisps/chips. And no one even cares if you pronounce it as crisps and chips, even though it does actually say chips on it, even though we in England don't call them chips. But maybe it's something to do with the corn, I don't know. But if on the back there's one of these codes you could scan, right? These are great. They're a lot of fun if you know how to use them. I think your phones do it automatically now. There's a sell-by date, and they're always in bloody good code. I mean, this one runs out in December.
I object.
Oh, yes, then.
Talking about the codes, most people's phones do it automatically. It's amazing. Not everybody has a smartphone, so they're alienating a whole side of the market there, and it doesn't appeal to everybody, so they're exclusionary and bad.
Okay, remember that objection? A lot of people think
Doritos are ableist.
A lot of people think that you need a smartphone in order to scan that. You don't actually. You don't need it at all. You just get someone else's. But not only that, these are very affordable and cheap, right? And you can win competitions to win phones in order to scan it. All you got to do is scan the code to enter the competition. It's brilliant. It's fail-safe. Not only that, but you can put them all in a bowl,
I object.
Yes, Tash.
To your previous argument of the crisp being a triangular shape so you could access it from, multiple different angles and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. But they have corners, they have edges. So you think about it, yes, they're rounded, but half the time in a bag, they could be broken. And so actually the potential for you to scrape your mouth on one of the edges of the Dorito, whereas a crisp, in a traditional sense of a crisp, is more of a circular shape. It's an oval shape. In fact, it's more mimicking the design of the roof of someone's mouth. So I would argue that a crisp itself, in its traditional shape, actually is much better at being consumed by the human mouth, whereas a Dorito has the ability to like hang out and it's awkward and you have to bite it, and then when you bite the crisp, it would then crumble, and then you got crisp bits all over the place, and now you're making a mess, and there's Dorito fuzz everywhere, and like you're just unable to consume this in a very, you know, pristine, clean way, and you're gonna have freaking Cool Ranch Dorito dust all over your shirt, and then you gotta go to a meeting, and look at that, you look like a mess.
Right, remember that objection? A lot of people think that these all crumble and fall apart, but they're just giving you different shapes and sizes in the pack when you open it. And to be fair, all crisps are going to hurt you anyway, but don't worry about it, because these are probably the ones that will hurt you the least. Not only that, they'll crumble into a dust that you can then pour into your mouth like that. It's amazing. And they're in bigger bags. Sometimes you get smaller packets, but you get bigger bags as well. And traditionally they're in bigger bags, so you get more bang for your buck. Not only that, but they are really...
I object.
Oh, yes. Yes, Naomi?
Everybody knows that they are half full of air. It doesn't matter what size the packet is. There's still the same amount of crisps when you open it. Everyone knows that.
Remember that?
Conspiracy theory!
Not only that, they are half full of air, so you get a nice breath of fresh air when you open the packet. Not only that, they're called cool! And I end my argument. There we go. Bloody hell. I always make sure I never prep the arguments beforehand. Genuinely. I never know what I'm going to say or what you're going to say. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take it to the vote. Who do you think out of our contestants, Naomi and Tash, had the better objections to my crisp rant? And while the vote is up at the top of the chat, thank you very much for that. Wonderful Looks Lupus, I believe, is on the polls tonight. What is your favourite crisp/chip? Tough one.
See, back in Canada, there's a chip brand called Miss Vicky's, and they're kettle cooked chips.
Oh, right.
And so that brand is my favorite, but there is an equivalent here in the UK. I think it might be Tyrrell's. Oh. So I'm a kettle cooked because they're crunchier. I don't like Walker's like limp dick melt in your mouth sort of crisp. I like ones with a bit of a crunch. And so actually I think my favorite one is like a salt and pepper. So it's like a little bit spicy, but a little bit salty, but just like, and then it's also not too overpowering of a flavor. So if you did want to bring dips into the equation, it's a perfect dip chip. And it also holds its integrity, because it's kettle cooked, it's not going to crack when you try to scoop things with it. You don't want to try to scoop with a chip and then it cracks like a Walker's, like none of that bullshit.
No, that's
so yes, Tyrrell's, kettle cooked, salt and pepper crisp.
I've always liked the Pringle, but I never know where to stop with them. That's the problem.
Pringles are good.
Yeah, Pringles are good.
I have beef with Pringles because they have wheat in them and are not gluten-free.
I thought it was. I thought maybe you like accidentally stuck your hand in one and then you couldn't get it out, and then you accidentally stuck another hand in there and you're walking around.
I
like
would
a
love
robot.
for that to be my problem, but I don't want to gluten myself.
Hey, what if you got a big cat and then put 4 of their legs into the tubes?
Brilliant. No one's ever done it, so.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yeah. Or you do it with Shadow.
Shadow's legs are long enough that I could probably make little boots out of Pringle cans for him.
Little Pringle galoshes. Yeah.
Could you? He would be so mad at me.
Once you clog, you can't slog. Yeah. Oh, it's 5-4 at the moment, or just edging out at the moment. Get your votes in at the top there. Who had the better objections before we go into our penultimate round? Oh, they're on the smart there. Oh, they're on the smart. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh god, we're not going to argue for and against that, are we?
We will have another round of...
If it's the Blink-182 song, then we can argue.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, oh no, I love that. People are coming together in agreement as well on the master debaters. I like that. You leave it on the stage, you know. Yes. I just realised the stage isn't on, is it? What happened to the stage? There was meant to be a stage in front of this. I've just realised. Look at that. Look. There was meant to be a stage. I just realised the stage weren't there all this time throughout the show. I had this little stage for podiums to sit on.
We're just floating podiums.
I just realised that. I was like, why didn't that show up? Oh, well, never mind. I think I must have redirected the stage into a different file and it didn't load when OBS loaded up. Yeah, well, oh dear. So, yeah, a new set and it was already broken. It's equal 5-5. Oh, my. Oh dear. Okay. All right. So we're going into our penultimate round now. It's another for and against before we go into our final passion plea round. So here we go. This is well done. Thank you for voting, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Actually, before we continue, we should make everyone aware who weren't here at the beginning. You've seen the shout outs in the chat throughout. NaomiDreams, tell us a bit about yourself.
About me, I'm currently an ex-streamer due to my Wi-Fi being ridiculous. It's just not possible for me to stream at the moment, but I'm hoping to start a YouTube channel soon. I do bedtime streams or videos where I read an audiobook, get people nice and sleepy, play games that are really calm. My whole thing is to just try and get you to wind down and relax and sleep.
Hey, I love that. I love a bit of that. I will even update your shout out to include that YouTube link. I don't mind if you're on Twitch or YouTube, where you are, as long as you're here. You're great by me, and I will support you until the end. And that sounds great. I love the idea. I think that'd be wonderful. I slept once, so I can recommend. Oh, there you go. See, well, if you need to do it twice, you know where to go to get some help to do it. Nostalgia Tash, tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm Nostalgia Tash. I'm a Canadian that lives in the UK. As mentioned previously, I'm your friendly neighborhood craft gremlin. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And I like to have a cozy vibe. I'm very chill. I'm very like forest core, cozy chill vibes. But also, I do love a good nostalgic chaos moment. So sometimes we get real hyped and excited about nostalgic things. So depending on how the conversation flows, I don't shy away from any sort of particular topics, but the baseline is very calm vibes to be able to feel like a safe space to like express yourself. But if you want to talk Disney Channel, 90s, 2000s, early, pop punk, whatever nonsense, I'm the one. But then we cozy, we cross stitch, we needle felt, we paint now.
So both are very, the thing I love is variety, and both of you have always provided a variety sense of entertainment, a variety, a cacophony of different mediums, and I'm always interested to see what you guys are up to next. And I think you do a wonderful job, so it'll be good to follow them and keep them in your mindset if you're not already, and follow them where they're doing and what they're doing, because they're amazing. And I appreciate them joining me. I always like to have this show and have my contestants somewhat similar in my mind, somewhat so that they can be opposed in a way they can feel. So whether it's very close friends, whether it's people with similar backgrounds or type of streaming in that way. And both of you are very cozy, I think very crafty individuals in a good way. I went to see the other crafty side of you, yes, and putting you against each other, which is wonderful. So thank you for doing this, I appreciate it. Let us get on to our next round, ladies and gentlemen. It's another for and against. This time...
Oh no.
Nostalgia Tash!
Oh, she's drawn it.
Wait, what's happened?
Sorry. I was reading chat. Galaxy has posted some art.
Oh, really? Let's go have a look at that. Art Attack, let's see. Oh my! Quick and dirty art for Naomi's new business. Oh my, if you want to go and see a vampire stripper fireman rescuing a goat, it looks like another rescue.
I haven't seen it. I'm hoping Hamster's going to open it in a minute for me.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, that's very good. That is very good.
Amazing. I love it.
Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely.
That'll be the posters.
You've already got it sorted. The business is already flying off. Look at it.
Beautiful.
Okay, Nostalgia Tash, are you ready? You'll be going first, and you will be arguing for why dogs should not... Well, would you be arguing against? Okay, you are arguing for why dogs...
Don't be like this.
You should be arguing for why dogs should not be pets and should be let out into the wild with other animals.
Okay.
I adore you. Hope you know that. I love Shadow. Good luck, and off you go, Nostalgia Tash.
Okay, opening arguments. Dogs, it has been said, are a descendant of wolves. They are descendants of wolves, and therefore, I think, we have... Man got involved, and they bastardized the true hunters that these dogs are. We gene spliced and crossbreeded, and now we have, things with smushy faces that can't breathe, allergies, wanky conditions that just, and so I think, sorry, wacky, pardon me. I just think that it's about time that we just let nature resume its natural order of things. And we, as the Baja men said, who let the dogs out? I think it should be us. I think we should let the dogs out, let them roam free, let them reestablish their desire to hunt and, commingle and procreate. Isle of Dogs, man. Have you guys seen that film? They just, do their own thing. They vibe out. They come back, and we would like them to basically devolve all of the nonsense that we put them through over the years so that they can be back into the true hunters and the true, I'd say, top of the food chain that they so rightfully deserve. I think that we're doing them a disservice. We put them in homes, we put them in tiny backyards, we chop off their balls, we put them in stupid outfits, we call them little pet names, and we're just taking their dignity one goofy outfit at a time. And I say enough is enough. They need to basically take over. So I think release the hounds.
Oh, very well put. I am surprised, and I will know when we go off air tonight. I'm in for a bollocking. But Naomi, you'll be arguing against this idea. Please, your opening statements.
Crufts is a banging show, isn't it? For our international friends. Crufts is it's a dog show where people parade the best in breed, and over the course of history, as we've domesticated dogs and we've made all these different breeds, it's fantastic. All the shapes and colours, and dogs are beautiful things, and they're cute and they're adorable, and the companionship that dogs bring is so important, especially with lonely people, older people, people who need emotional support. Dogs are really intelligent. They can sniff out when a seizure's going to happen and get people to a safe place. Yeah. They are so important in our lives, and it would be a shame to lose that. And they get a lot of love and enjoyment from us as well. They love going around the park and being taken for a walk and playing fetch and all that, and they have a lot of love for their owners, and it's a win-win relationship. And I think setting them all free, it would be a loss for us. It would be a loss for them as well, because they probably wouldn't know how to survive and would be eaten alive by everything. So that would suck.
Well, yeah. Even squirrels.
Yeah. Ferocious squirrels out there.
Even ferocious squirrels in Britain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I nearly cried then. That was, I love me dog. I put this show together, and I'm just like, I invite these guests on who I think was fabulous and fantastic, and then Naomi comes here and makes me cry from that and that passionate speech. Where on the other side, Tash, bloody hell, licks the dogs. They deserve to be eaten by squirrels. Oh my god.
They will not be eaten by squirrels, because they will then...
battle. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting hyped.
Yeah, go ahead.
We said, dogs, we are the owners of dogs. And I think you're right. Dogs are very intelligent. And I think what happens is we actually stunt their intelligence and their potential because we don't want them to usurp us in terms of our intelligence. I think that dogs have the capacity to take over the world, let them run things, let them run shit, see what happens. And I think, unfortunately, because we're afraid, humans are afraid of actually how smart dogs are, so we like to keep them down. We put them, we put collars on them, we put them on leads, we make them in servitude to us. Whereas I think we actually should be in servitude to dogs, and the only way that's going to happen is if we release them. They, unfortunately, I'm sorry, little yappy Chippy who has, a sinus infection and has never walked a mile a day in his life, Darwinism, survival of the fittest. He might be eaten by a squirrel. There will be casualties, but there are always casualties in the war to find, superiority and get to the height. So the strong will survive and the strong will take over. And if anything, we are just allowing dogs to just cut the loose ends, the ones that make their breed look bad, so that they are able to rise above and eventually be our owners.
Oh,
because
wow.
really, if we love dogs so much, I think we need to trust that maybe their system of governance would actually be much better than ours. Because obviously, there's so many dogs in the world, and humans like to treat dogs as shit. You see those ads. You see that Sarah McLachlan in the arms of an angel advert that happens every Christmas, getting people to spend money to help save all of the dogs that are abused and battered by humans, because we actually don't realize, or we know how smart they are. And some humans are intimidated. And so they try to, be disrespectful to dogs. And we try to raise money and we go, oh my God, we're going to save the dogs. But we save them by taking them out of dangerous situations and sticking them in a frilly dress and making them wait on us hand and foot. And really, the best thing to do would be to let them be free.
Well, as Aurora says in chat, Tasha's looking for a dog-eat-dog world and a survival of the fittest, and possibly even bowing down, as Crow says, to our canine overlords. Naomi, your final response to this?
I, for one, do not welcome our canine overlords. I think that would be terrifying. And you got to think, dogs can be pretty stupid sometimes. Like, I've seen videos of, you're doing the shadow puppet on the wall, and the dog's like, oh, what's that? So before you know it, battle shadows, and it'll be like having Trump in charge again, and no one needs that. So,
oh well, oh, that's a brilliant argument. I love it. If we free all the dogs, Trump will be in charge again. Great, well, that's actually a really good argument. I love the fact you said shadows there, because obviously we got battle shadows. It's not just anything.
You see what I did there?
I like that. That's all it's needed. Sometimes it's just those arguments that just underpin it all. That's your position there to be able to do that. Okay, you've heard the pitches. Who argued it best? Not who you agree with. Who argued it best? Did Tash convince you that all dogs should be set free into the wild to fight for themselves? Or are dogs lovable? I nearly came to tears at Naomi's arguments for why we should keep the dog on the leash. It's quite apt that you're like, free all the dogs. You wouldn't even let it go out of the store at the beginning of the stream. You tasered me for that.
The situations you put me in.
I know. The poll is at the top of chat. Get voting, ladies and gentlemen, on who you believe argued it best. We have one final round after this, and it's a round completely in the hands of our contestants themselves, because they are going to convince you solely from the heart, because for the rest of this stream they had no idea what they were going to be arguing, and they had no idea what I was going to put to them or what diabolical things I had in store. But they have had time to prepare at least some arguments and to speak from the heart on something close to them to convince you that they are worthy of being a master debater. Yes. Is it even freeing them if you kill 80% of them? I suppose it's a freeing of a literal kind versus a freeing of a more mentality kind of thing. I don't know. In honour of dogs, we name yoga poses after them. That's true. Maybe it's interesting. I wondered if you would go down the line of maybe replacing them. Like what would you replace the dog? Like, because there's always cats. What would be the thing? Maybe you could be like, oh well, we could get rid of the dogs and bring in something else. You didn't go down that right. That train of thought. So just replace dogs with men. Oh dear.
Hey man.
Not a huge difference.
Crow said it, not me.
I've never had me balls chopped off. What are you on about? Nor am I going to.
I'm housebroken. Excellent. Off to a good start. You will be rehomed quickly.
I do pee up against lampposts, so There is always that. Yeah. Abolish castration and taxation, your future president's slogan. Ruh-roh. Dogs eat their own shite, but that's not so far from what our current politicians are up to. Let's elect a doggo for president. That sort of links to what Naomi was saying there at the end, to be fair. All right, fine. Oh, that just went up. So it's 5-4 at the moment. We're edging closer and closer here. I can use
also, if we got rid of dogs and released them into the wild, then what would the firefighters hold? They need cute puppies.
No, they would have goats.
Yeah, I think it's a goat. It's a goat in there at the moment. I think it's a goat.
They would have goats.
They're a replacement. Goats could be suitable replacements.
Yeah, goats could be the new dogs.
Goats could be the new dogs. They're the less successful sister series of Orange is the New Black.
That's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, dear. Well, there you go. Oh, there we go. Tash, you've taken it by 1 point there. So
well done.
Going into our final round, you are leading the way. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our passion plea round. I am going to take off the judge's wig here. Oh, yes, a ceremonial moment. Not the gown, because I'm naked underneath. I like how it feels against my skin. And so anyway, yes, a passion plea round. I'm no longer the judge here. It'll be down to you guys at home to decide who is our winners tonight with a final passion plea. Now, Naomi, as you are trailing by 1 point here throughout the evening, you have a choice of whether you wish to do your plead first or second.
I will go second.
You will go second. No worries. Let me Nostalgia Tash, you are stepping up to the podium for your passion plea, which is why Shrek has the greatest soundtrack.
So, let me present to the court Exhibit A. This here is the Shrek soundtrack, and I will say it is an absolute bop. There's something for everyone. There is literally something for everyone on this soundtrack, but in a way that is still cohesive. You want, it starts at the top with a song, by the way, called Stay at Home, which I think walked so that Paramore's This Is Why could run. So already influential in terms of how it's going about things. So you start really high with, these sort of poppy, punky sort of songs. Really, really awesome. Takes you on a journey, sets you up. Then you go into the pop atmosphere if you want some throwback Mandy Moore-esque, but instead it's Leslie Carter, R.I.P. of the Carter family. And then, we dip into a bit more do you want a ballad? Do you want some soulful music? That's also in this. And then we also have quite a few covers. So we have, I'm a Believer, Bad Reputation, Hallelujah. They're all cover versions of the original songs, but still maintaining the same essence. I would say obviously elevated to that generation. I would say, a newer generation, but this is an old album. But still from the 2000s, it basically took older songs, made them into peak 2000s nostalgic epicness. And then, we have, again, just the ebb and flow. It takes you on a journey. You can really see if you remember the key elements or the key moments from the movie, the songs really augment and elevate that, which is what you want from a soundtrack, right? You want that option. Whereas I feel like some soundtracks, you listen to them and you're like, I don't remember this movie. I don't remember what's going on. The soundtrack is not bringing up any emotions. It's not bringing up any memories of the plot, of the elements. Whereas the Shrek soundtrack, it takes you through the movie itself. It brings back, it just hits something in you that you can really see the trajectory of the film. And then at the very end, we also have, the reprise of I'm a Believer of Eddie Murphy, so they even bring in not only the actual songs, but then they bring in actual components from the movie itself done by the character actors. And then let's say, you're like, I don't like this new agey voices and instrumental bullshit. I'm not a fan, right? Again, the Shrek soundtrack endlessly provides. So they also have an orchestral piece at the end of the film because, you know, let's say you're not into that. You just want a nice orchestral musical moment. That is the last song on the track. And so it sends you on this journey of like, ooh, the swelling of the strings, the big epic moment. You remember Fiona in the tower, the first time Shrek sees her, that swell of the music, that is all depicted in there. And, you know, a lot of these people, it really is a time capsule. You know, there's a band named Self. They're a one-hit wonder. We don't know what else they've done. Leslie Carter, R.I.P. She's only ever done this song. Dana Glover, never heard of her, right? All these one-hit wonders, so we never have to see them tank. You know, they've never, you know, there's just this beautiful time capsule of one-hit wonders that have just suspended in time the reality of what it was like to grow up in 2001, which honestly, that was before a lot of bullshit happened, a lot of political unrest and turmoil, back when times were simpler. And don't you just want to sometimes go back to a time that was simpler? And the way you do that is by listening to the Shrek soundtrack, greatest soundtrack of all time.
Boom, case drop there. Okay, well, there we are. We've heard the passion, we've heard the plea from Nostalgia Tash there on why Shrek has the best soundtrack. Okay, let's see if we can match that passion. As NaomiDreams, you will be pleading your case as to why tattoos are brilliant and top-tier skin decoration.
Yes, I don't know if I can follow that, but we'll try. So, tattoos are something incredibly important to myself. I also have exhibits, 1, 2, 3, 15 in total. Tattoos, first and foremost, are an art form, and art should be, you know, shared and enjoyed and looked at by everybody. And it's all very well collecting art and putting it on your walls, and yeah, you can look at it, but it stops, you know, other people being able to. But with tattoos, you can take your art with you and, you know, display what's important to you and what you find pleasing just as part of yourself. They're a really great way of recording your experiences through life. Like for me, I have terrible memory problems, and I can look at certain tattoos that I have and go, oh, I remember that point in my life, or I remember what that's about, and it brings me joy and happiness, and, you know, sense of nostalgia for that time in my life. I think they're important for creating your identity and uniqueness. We're all looking for a way to stand out, and tattoos are a great way of doing that. I can see Soul below me just taking a piss. Thanks.
Except for final points.
Where was I? Uniqueness.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a great way to build yourself and express yourself. And another thing is that it's a good way of taking out pain. Like, you get that itch to have a tattoo, and like, oh, instead of going to do something destructive like getting really drunk or whatever, go get a tattoo and you feel better, and now you look better as well. So that's another benefit. And it can bring you together with other people because they say, oh, I like your tattoo, and like, what's that about? And you get a conversation going, and you never know who you're going to meet. So they're great for social interaction as well. And yeah, I think that sums up everything I wanted to say. So yeah, I'll end that.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The passion is there. My word, even wearing the passion on your arms. I love that. That was a great moment. Are you able to maybe present them a little bit more? So we can say, look at them. Look at them. 15, you said. That's amazing.
6, and then all over.
I recently got my second one. Still, you know.
You did, yeah, King Switch.
Yes, King Switch. That's me. Way. I'm not.
I have 4. I feel like I'm slacking.
Yeah, well, you are. Look at me. No, but I did promise Crow I'd never get anything above the neck. So
that's fair.
Yeah, because I wanted the full facial beard tattoo, and she said no. Never mind. Thank God Crow is here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us put it to the vote. You've heard both of their passion pleas. For the final time tonight, you get to decide on who argued it best, who had the most passion in their plea. Was it Nostalgia Tash with the soundtrack from a 3D animated kids film, or was it Naomi doodling on herself? There you go.
But other people doodling on me, really.
Yeah. Technically.
Technically.
Yes, you've all done very well this evening. How do you feel you've done throughout the evening tonight?
I think I had some real good runs and some real bad runs.
Naomi's just
net positive.
Naomi's looking at me like, oh, that was tough. But Natasha's looking at me like, we are having words. Oh dear. The poll is now available at the top of chat. Get your votes in. You've only have a few minutes. It's the last one tonight for you to decide who takes home the title of Master Debater. And oh my word, look at that. Show the tattoos. Show the tattoos. Match it. Show the tattoos. I could show one tattoo and it'd just show my face, because that would match both Shrek and my... Actually, I'm more donkey looking, aren't I, really, let's be honest.
Honestly though, and this has nothing to do with the soundtrack, I just like the CD because it's the Shrek head in the CD, and then the CD is the Shrek head, and so then I always used to take great pleasure in lining up the ears in the CD to make sure it completes the image. But that has nothing to do with the soundtrack. That's just the CD. That's, a different facet of that. That's not part of the argument. That just brings me joy.
Yeah, absolutely great. Well done all round. I think you did well going up against some of the stuff I threw at you, considering I was a little bit devilish in my ways. Guys, get your vote in. You've got maybe 1 minute 10 seconds left on the vote. It is tied at the moment. But I appreciate that. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. We can all agree that the chat lost today and the streamers won. Chat, you were absolutely amazing, I think, today. Thank you so much. You've been very active.
Yeah, we love you, chat.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And thank you for indulging me in my new judge outfit. Yes.
Fabulous.
I was thinking of maybe putting Reg in this to be the thing, but I thought, no, I don't want to distract from our contestants tonight. I want to be a host and just dress up. I'm happy I woke up for it. That did me say, hey, I'm glad you saw it, Galaxy. I'm so pleased that you saw it. Absolutely. And we'll definitely be doing more of this. I've got the whole new set and everything. So this is one of my favourite shows, and I like to think one of the favourites of the community. I need a pic of that though. I've sent you one. Hold on a minute. What you mean of Reg? Reg has no time for your laws. He makes up his own one. He'd basically asleep through most of it, wouldn't he? Let's be honest. And it's a tie.
It's a
tie on the passion play, which does mean that I believe out of all of the rounds tonight that Tash has just nipped it out by 1 point. But I think it's fair to say that it has been so even throughout. So first of all, let us thank our contestants, NaomiDreams! Woo! Amazing tonight. And by edging out, just like, yes, I said edging, just slightly, she did put up with a lot of my tormenting tonight. It is the wonderful Nostalgia Tash. There we go. Clap, clappity, clap. Yes.
Naomi was better at pulling at the heartstrings. I don't know, man.
I believe tonight that you were put up against the wall, Tash, and you fought back with a lot of vigour.
Yeah, kicking and screaming.
I think
you did. The energy was amazing.
I think Naomi came in with the more convincing underlying arguments that were just, and then touched at the heartstrings when they could. But then when she had a chance to get horny, no
honestly, that should have gotten 2 points. I'm sorry. The photo round should have been given 2 points. That was chef's kiss.
I think
chef's kiss.
I think it's fair to say that we are all winners here tonight. If you don't agree with that, well, you can order. I say around here, I'm the judge, and I say we're all winners here tonight. So yes, I want to thank my guests for being here and for giving their time. I'll be back again with another one of these shows, of course, every Sunday, where you can find gimmick streams, chat shows, podcasts, weird comedy shows like this. And well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Once again, thank you to our guests, NaomiDreams, Nostalgia Tash, and we will see you all next time. Farewell, farewell, congratulations once again. Farewell, farewell, take care. And there's the curtains, bye-bye.